Chandler sues Maverick City CEO, alleges millions in stolen royalties. Now, one of the things that stood out to me about Maverick City, and just so we're clear, I am friendly with everybody. I don't know the legal disputes.
Yep.
I have not had extensive conversations without just checking in on everybody and acknowledging statements. I don't have a dog in a fight. I don't know who's right. I don't know who's wrong.
Okay.
I've been in similar situations.
Okay.
With way less on the line, way less money, way less influence, way less impact.
Articles.
Yeah, way less articles. Chandler sues Maverick City Music CEO, alleges millions in stolen royalties. So this is an article going again. We're going to read through both of their statements. Maverick City Music co-founder Chandler has filed a federal lawsuit accusing the Worship Collective's chief executive of diverting millions of dollars in royalties just days before announcing his departure. The civil complaint, filed October 1st in Atlanta, alleges that Norman, who, when I was on Maverick City's podcast, this is the conversation I had, which, by the way, I asked them about their business practices. I asked them about their royalty structures. I asked them about all these things. Both Norman and JJ all said, we do 50-50 splits, which I was like unheard of at this scale. Okay.
Yeah.
Misuse this position to take ownership stakes, commissions, and publishing rights without Moore's knowledge or consent. I don't know what that means. Okay. I don't know what that means. He said it was bittersweet. In a lawsuit, Moore names Norman, the label Tribal. So it's Tribal Records. Maverick City is, I think, technically under Tribal Records as a collective. And Chandler's also signed to them. The filing accuses them of abusing his power and trust Moore bestowed upon him, citing a series of alleged financial manipulations that began in 2021. Moore claims that he arranged a sale of Maverick City's master recordings to Sony distribution arm, The Orchard, without disclosing that he would earn a commission from the deal. So it sounds like Maverick or Tribal owned the masters. The masters got sold probably without clear communication.
Yeah.
I'm just presuming. I don't know. This is what this is alleging in this lawsuit.
Well, and it sounds like Norm got a commission. So like
got a commission on that.
He got like a little kickback but he was a party involved and the salesperson involved. So it's kind of funky.
Yeah. So it says, instructed Sony's Christian Music Publishing Division, Essential Music Publishing, to send Moore's royalties to Maverick City instead of Moore directly to authorize the change. He allegedly forged Moore's signature on a co-publishing agreement that gave half of Moore's composition rights to the group. Oof. That's a huge allegation.
Yeah.
The lawsuit also states that Moore signed a contract with Maverick City Music in 2024, completed his obligation by writing new songs and touring. However, he claims that his associates withheld more than $800,000 in royalties that were owed to him. This is probably because of this alleged fake signing, right?
Yeah.
Moore accuses them of pocketing millions through self-dealing and authorized transaction. The suit seeks financial damages and asks the court to void Moore's contract with the group. The defendants' greed, exploitation, and misappropriation of Moore's assets and intellectual property have deprived plaintiff of their contractually owed royalties, assets, monies, and ownership interest. Moore's attorney, Sam Lipshe of firm Bradley Arant, said in a statement that the singer had been taken advantage of by people he trusted. We are fully committed to helping Chandler recover what is rightfully his and assist him in moving forward freely to continue building the even brighter, impactful career that lies ahead for him. Moore said moving forward, he would focus on making music that makes people feel more human. To my fans. Okay, so let's put up Chandler's post. I think we got everything here. And so this is just him explaining last few years. I've been really locked in on what really matters in my life, my career. By the way, he opened up about going to rehab. I didn't know he went to rehab, but it's interesting. Props to him for being vulnerable. With that, I've made the bittersweet decision to end my relationship with Maverick City. So this is what it sounds like. It sounds like he had an agreement that he signed. In that agreement, found out that the masters got sold, and in that is claiming that there's some sketchy stuff that happened with money. That's his allegation.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to see the part where he thanks everybody, and then he says something about the lawsuit in this statement. I know there may be press and conversations around certain business matters that my legal team is handling, but my heart, my energy, and my focus are what's ahead. So this is heavy. Now, this is Maverick's statement. And again, I'm just reading the statements to you guys. Okay? I don't know the dealings. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what was signed. I don't know what was not signed. I don't know what the miscommunications were. Over the years, I've made it a point. So this is, I think, from JJ. Yeah, I think this is from JJ. JJ runs Maverick City Music. Norm runs Tribal Records.
Gotcha.
Okay, so over the years, I made it a point to stay silent on things that don't serve our mission and have chosen instead to speak through the music and the ministry. I've never wanted to be a distraction from what Maverick City and Travel were built to do, create space for real, raw, redemptive worship that transcends culture and church walls. But in light of recent speculation, innuendo, and allegations made by Chandler Moore, I can't remain silent, not when the truth is being distorted. I spent my life building this, and I won't let a series of lies go unchecked.
Uh-oh. The tone is already sketching me out.
The tone is sketching out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit, yeah. I don't know.
To be clear, the claims being made against me, against Norman, and against our companies are categorically false.
Okay.
These aren't misunderstandings. These are calculated attempts to strong-arm a way out of agreements Chandler made freely and later breached. Our business dealings with Chandler were forthright, generous, and above reproach. We acted in good faith, gave more than what was required, and consistently extended grace. Any allegations of misdeeds are simply not true, and we welcome a full and honest examination because the truth will speak for itself. And it's not uncommon for labels to be audited by artists. All of this is straightforward. So I'm curious if he went through the process and audited them first before he filed this. I would hope so.
I would hope so.
Because sometimes, yeah, man, like there's more expenses than you may have anticipated. There's more stuff at play. Like you don't know, right?
Was there somewhere else that he made allegations besides lawsuit regarding business practices? Because they're making it sound like this man was flaming them on IG stories.
I don't know anything about IG stories. I'm not really on Instagram right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about that. I know that they've been together for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Chandler has been there since the beginning.
Yeah, it's just saying it saddens me deeply to see Chandler publicly allege something so wildly untrue.
So this is the lawsuit.
Yeah, but
So in the lawsuit, that's where the allegations are happening.
I gotcha.
Right? There's a pattern of avoided accountability, unresolved conflicts, passed stuff to others, and a history of others being forced to carry the weight of consequences never owned. That pattern ends here. That's bold. So much has been given to create space for a new sound and a new standard in worship, and I refuse to let a false narrative undo what so many people have labored, sacrificed, and prayed for over the years. And yet, in all of this, I remain hopeful. The mission of Maverick City is bigger than any one person. We will keep building. We will keep creating. We will keep lifting the name of Jesus in every room he opens until the Lord himself says our time is up. We stand on truth, we stand on integrity, and we will not be moved. Okay.
Alrighty.
So that's both statements. Again, I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't know. I do know there's a passage that could kind of apply to this.
Okay. I am still so cold.
Bro.
I'm dying.
What is wrong with you?
You didn't change anything.
I did. I
literally looked up.
Swing. Look at the swing.
No.
Watch it.
Let it go all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. Look how long we have to wait for it to get all the way. It's still going. Oh, right there. Stop it. Oh, I feel so much better.
Goodness.
It's not blowing directly on me. Whew.
Ruslan, don't you think, shout to Blaze, she said, don't you think people, especially Christians, wanted Maverick City's downfall? Since they became more famous, I've seen many controversial news about them. Yes, I think that's fair. I also think that, one, yes, the biggest bad fallacy is definitely a play. But two, Maverick exploded really big and really fast. Sometimes stuff is going to fall through the cracks. That's not an excuse for sloppy business. It's just a reality of how sometimes these things work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in that, like, I did my best to ask them the questions with regards to how they were doing business. Not that I had known anything, but, you know, they claim that, hey, man, we're all on the up and up. We're very generous in our deals, so on and so forth. If that's the case, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know if signatures were forged, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know this. This is, I think, the principle that we can extract from here. 1 Corinthians 6, chapter 6, it says, avoiding lawsuits with Christians. When one of you has a dispute with another believer, how dare you file a lawsuit and ask a secular court to decide the matter instead of taking it to the other believers? Don't you realize that someday we believers will judge the world? And since you are going to judge the world, can't you decide even the little things among yourselves? Don't you realize? And by the way, in a grand scheme of things, this is a little thing. Like, even if it's $1 million, even if it's $5 million, in a grand scheme of things, this is a little thing.
Yeah.
Right? Don't you realize that we will judge angels? So you should surely be able to resolve ordinary disputes in this life. If you have legal disputes about such matters, why go to outside judges who are not respected by the church? I am saying this to shame you Isn't there anyone in all the church who is wise enough to decide these issues? But instead, one believer sues another right in front of unbelievers.
Yeah, I love the caveat. And instead of being like, I'm not saying this to shame you.
Yeah.
He says, I am saying this to shame you.
Yeah. And again, I'm not saying this is a one-to-one comparison because I don't know everything that's going on.
Yeah.
I have some ideas. I don't know.
When should this principle be followed?
So
when should it not be followed?
I'll tell you how I think it should be followed. Let me finish reading the scripture.
Okay.
Even if such lawsuits with one another is a defeat for you, why not just accept the injustice and leave it at that?
Oof.
Why not let yourselves be cheated? Instead, you yourselves are the ones who do wrong and cheat even your fellow believers. Don't you realize that those who do wrong will not inherit the kingdom of God? Okay. I've been in similar situations with folks who I felt like didn't hold up their end of the bargain with specific contracts.
Yes.
In the midst of it, you're heated, you're upset, you're angry, you feel like there's an injustice that's happened, and you, or I, let me not speak for other people, want to stand on the principle of justice and fairness and agreement, and you gave your word. Instead of living out the principle that we see in verse 8, which says, why not let yourself be cheated?
Mm-hmm.
Why not let yourself be cheated?
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
So like in hindsight, the lesson I learned is to never fight with people about money.
Okay.
In hindsight, anytime anyone's ever felt slighted about anything financial, I've gone back and fixed it. Sometimes years and years later, at the expense of thousands of dollars to me. Now, maybe maybe it'd be harder for me to extract this principle if we're not talking thousands of dollars, we're talking millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. My thought on this, not that Maverick or Chandler or anyone asked, my thought of this is like, was there really no one around that could have said, let's just handle this off the internet and off the outside of the courts?
Yeah.
Was there no one around that could have just said, man, you know what, bro? You go ahead and go. You go ahead and go, bro. We'll let you out of your contract. It's okay. We'll take the L on this one.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
Or Chandler said, hey, man, it's fine. You know, like was there no way for them to come to an agreement as brothers despite perhaps miscommunication or outright sin and no one being able to just take the L? That's the part. Because now, God forbid, like, this isn't a great witness, but two, now Chandler's career is tied up because he probably won't be able to release new music until this is sorted.
Yeah.
Right? None of this is a great look. Like none of this is a great look for the kingdom. None of this is a great look for worship music. And that's the part that bums me out. It's like, I feel like they should have been able to have a conversation and say, what does he want? Sounds like he wants to leave. Sounds like he doesn't want to be in the contract that he's in.
Yeah.
Let him leave. Let him leave.
Hello.
Right? It sounds like he feels like he has money owed. Well, if you're let to leave and you're no longer contractually obligated, do we need to fight about the money that was owed?
Yeah.
Right? I think everybody in a situation like this has to have a degree of humility. Just take an L. Like it's better to take the L than to make it this big spectacle.
Yes.
And I'm guessing that they both feel cornered and fight or flight creeps in.
Yeah.
And you're just like fighting instead of saying, hey man, maybe it's better to take a couple L's in a situation like this. You know?
Move freely.
Put your music out. Serve God.
Yeah.
That's where my brain goes. Now again, I don't know any of the details, man. I don't know the details.
Because now people are going to be weird saying Chandler more from Maverick City Music on an introduction, right? Because it's me all this weird sour tension that everyone knows about. Whereas like if you're able to just clean it up, go keep moving. No one's really going to think twice about it. Oh, hey, he's doing solo music.
Yeah. And again, I know how to deal with this on a very small level. And I have erred on the side of give everybody their masters back.
Yeah.
Pay whatever people want.
Cut them free.
At the expense of potentially hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars.
Hello.
I'm not going to go and spill all the details, but let's just say there's an artist that was signed to me that I let out of a contract that had one of the biggest records in the world. And we're still good.
You could have circled back like the major labels do.
I could have circled back like the major labels do to some artists and said, hey, I want my percentage.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
That's great.
I didn't because the relationship means more than the transaction.
Yeah.
The relationship means more than transaction. And I'd rather have the relationship and be in a good spot with someone and say, even though this person was technically contractually obligated to something for me, praise God, go in peace. I love you. You got my support. I'll always champion you. And I don't want to have anything get in the way of the good work we've done together to be spoken of as evil.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy too that like that, and you've actually done that in practice
multiple times,
and then there's
folks have gotten their masters back from King's Dream Entertainment, or my half of their master royalties back. Multiple people have but
even the really, really big one, and then to know that there are other scenarios where like these major labels, which we say major labels, but there's just people, they're executives that circle back to artists that are still contractually under agreement, but like it's just been a lot of time, no one really noticed that they were, and they circled back and took their whole catalog or whatever. And it's crazy to think that like, man, there's some people that are like, oh, I didn't do any of this. I didn't like help you do any of this, but I'm just going to take it all because you signed a piece of paper. And I guess that's the difference between the world and people, followers of Jesus.
I don't think Christians should behave this way, if I'm honest. Is there anything involving Naomi? I don't know what's going. I know she left too. I don't know what that means. And again, just so we're clear, I don't know. I checked in on everybody. I just said, you guys doing okay? And that's it. Because I don't know all the particulars. I hope they sort this out. I hope that if it's as simple as Chandler saying, hey, I just want to go.
Yeah.
I just want to leave. Let that man leave.
Come on.
If he's saying, hey, whatever, I don't know what his gripe is. Hey man, I'm owed millions of dollars here.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks. That really sucks. How can we make this right? I would hope that they've exhausted this behind the scenes. I think they have.
Yeah.
To be fair to both sides, I think they have. I think they've tried to work through this behind the scenes. It's just unfortunate to see this play out in front of the whole world. It breaks my heart as a fan of what Maverick has done, as a fan of Chandler and Naomi, as a fan of JJ, as a fan of all these people. It breaks my heart that this has to happen publicly, and it's sad. And I don't know who's at fault and who's in sin. I don't know any of that. I just wish that it didn't have to be this way.
I agree.
Now again, that's easy for me to say. I don't have when I went through these things, it was at a way smaller scale, with way less money and way less impact outside of the big one. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you liked it, then hit the like button. If you liked it a lot and have a thought to share, leave a comment. If you are listening to this on the podcast app, make sure to leave a review, and you could even leave a comment over there. And if you want to watch another video that is recommended just for you, hit this video over here. Let me know if they nailed it. Also, you can partner with us monthly, which helps us out a lot in our monthly community. Get access to early drops and all that kind of good stuff over here. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.